Okay. I go to knock on my wife's door.
Oh, hold on. Let me get your wig, wipe off your makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a little stupid.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, how do I look?
If you want a quick touch-up, I could probably take 5 years off.
You know what? I haven't seen her in 2 years. Let's leave it as it is.
Okay, I'll remind you again,
All right, thanks. Okay, here I go.
You knock on the door. You wait for a little while. The door opens, and there is the woman from the pictures. She goes,
Mayson.
Hello, darling.
"What are you doing here?"
Well, I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd just pop over, say hi.
What do you mean you just thought you'd pop over and say hi? Aren't you on an adventure island?
Yeah, funny thing about that, not anymore. We got off of that.
Ma'am, would you mind letting us in? It's a bit drafty out here if you get my meaning.
Well, who are these guys? Oh, wait a minute. I recognize that one. That's Elvis.
Throw my mustache on the ground. Dang it! I can't believe the mustache didn't work.
Okay, but who's this one?
Really? Okay, guess.
Well, I mean, I want to say Lowry by process of elimination, but you look nothing like him.
Ta-da! It's me. The little bow tie really throws you off. I'd never wear one of these.
Can we come in?
She stands aside to let you in. You cannot be here.
But you're letting us in, right?
Yes, but not for long. You're not supposed to be here.
Yes, well, as we understand, the true danger is in the other Turkanislaw where the Skeleton King resides.
What?
You know, the Skeleton King?
They told me that you had to be on Adventure Island because it's part of an international treaty.
Oh, that. Well, we don't abide by skeleton treaties.
They said you wouldn't remember me. Mayson, it's been 2 years.
I know it has, and don't be mad, but I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything?
Not a thingy-ding.
Then why are you here?
We literally were passing through and you lived here.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that about an international treaty? I didn't actually check any of that.
The international treaty, because the adventurers often kill kings and things like that. All the countries, we've agreed to not have adventurers anymore.
Not have adventurers? Ma'am, do you know who you're speaking to?
I mean, whatever. You're not going to hire them anymore.
That's absurd. Who would kill the skeletons?
There are no skeletons. In fact, we've pretty much conquered nature. There's...
Except the Skeleton King, of course.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Close the door. Yeah, it's probably like a secret kind of thing. You're not supposed to know about the Skeleton King.
Look, what episode does he come up in?
I'm pretty sure he's a geopolitical episode.
Oh, right. I guess you guys wouldn't... Okay, about when did you learn about the Skeleton King?
I guess 2 days ago.
Okay, so that's got to be like the last episode. She goes to the counter, pulls a little miniature crystal ball out of her purse and starts swiping through it. Okay, let's see. Skeleton King. And she starts watching the adventure that you guys were on. It looks like this is when you met your dad.
Hey, that's my dad.
That's not your dad, Mayson.
It's my Adventure Island dad.
Really? Your dad died of liver cancer.
Oh, well, this dad died of gay skeleton love. You can just watch us through the crystal ball. Can you see where we are right now?
This is the last episode.
So wait, how does this work? Go to the part where I killed 2 skeletons in one attack. That was amazing.
Well, they edit these for size, so I don't know where that is.
Could you also briefly explain this show you're watching?
Okay, so you're on Adventure Island, right? Adventure Island is not free. They have to pay for it somehow, so they've made a show where everybody can watch you guys do your adventures.
Like a play?
Yes, like a play, where somebody's wife could tune in for the first year or so and bawl her eyes out, and then get used to it. And why are you here?
Look, Lila, I'm sorry to just spring up on you like this, but we just found out that this whole thing was a fakery. And we started looking into our lives, and I found out you were nearby.
Also, we're probably going to need to lay low. Push into the house. Hey, I don't suppose you have any, sewing or embroidery or anything? I'm going to need some supplies.
I think I have something in the closet.
Okay, great. Paul, I get to work. I'm going to cut open her couch and some of her upholstery, and then make some secret compartments where we could hide. I'm going to use Velcro, sew them up nice and good, make it really difficult to find us.
What are you doing with the knife?
I am creating a safe environment, ma'am.
You're ruining my couch. What are you doing?
Darling, this couch was already ruined. You should replace this after we go, regardless.
No. Mayson, no.
Lila.
They said you wouldn't remember me.
Well, that's true. If I could remember you, I probably would have come home a lot sooner. But I came, really, the day I found out.
You can't just... Why did you go in the first place?
Did they not provide an explanation for that?
They told me it just happens.
That's absurd. Nothing just happens, except potatoes. One of God's happiest accidents. What? So it is written in the Book of Skeletons.
Well, we don't remember. You tell us. How did it happen?
I just woke up one day and you weren't in bed. I called the police, I filed a missing persons report, and then weeks later, some government officials came to my door saying that you were going to be on Adventure Island for the rest of your life and that you were happier there, probably.
I wouldn't say I was happier.
How do you know you don't remember?
Okay, you don't know what it's like.
You used to sit around watching the crystal ball saying, oh, that there, those adventurers, that's the way to be, that's the way that I wish I lived.
Ma'am, may I interject with a helpful parable from my faith? There once was a tiny worm, and he was wicked, for he wore the exoskeleton, which is a skeleton but on the outside.
Is it long?
The worm, no, he's very tiny.
The parable.
Okay, to cut it short, what matters is what's on the inside, and the worm was evil on the inside too, so.
Thank you, Elvis.
When the world confuses, we find clarity in the faith.
Do you ever find your faith confusing?
Of course, and then I rely on it harder.
So this international treaty thing, are you gonna get dragged before some kind of tribunal if it turns out you've been harboring us?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but I might be one. Could you throw me that crystal ball?
Fine. She hands you the crystal ball.
Start looking up law on the internet.
Yep, with one hand, you're making cuts into the furniture and sewing it shut. With the other, you're becoming a lawyer. This is all clicking into place. Yes, this all makes sense.
I'll get back to you on that tribunal thing.
Look, Mayson, I mean, you really can't stay. I have to go to work tomorrow morning, and I mean, there's no way you're going to make money. What do you do for a living? You battle skeletons?
Well, that's not entirely true. It seems that Lowry is actually very multi-talented.
Yes, and did you know that my parable about the worm can heal disease?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so.
Okay, and assuming they'd let you stay, what do you do?
As a monk, I learned to live without.
Without what? Without food, rent, water?
Without any useful talents.
We've learned to love him anyway. And, just as the villainous worm learned to love greed and vice and human suffering, you too will learn to love Mayson again.
How much stuff did this worm do?
It is an entire chapter of my holy book. You made me condense it. He
let's
meets a wise
start,
man on a mountain.
Elvis, please. Let's start with the basics. Can we have a place to stay the night?
Okay. 1 night. You can stay 1 night.
He eats the wise man on the mountain.
Elvis.
He is a hungry, evil caterpillar.
Okay, let's talk about it at breakfast, okay? Like a morning service.
What if you die in the night?
Elvis,
You're gonna go straight to skeleton hell.
Skeleton God, skeleton slaying God is my Lord and Savior, okay?
I know you do, but
She's got a lot to take in already, okay? Her ears and eyes will be open to the skeleton slaying God maybe tomorrow.
Fine, I will work on a pamphlet. Ma'am, I will write you the best pamphlet. It will bring you to tears.
Entirely about the caterpillar?
It's a whole chapter. I'm condensing it into a pamphlet,
Elvis,
for goodness sake.
I love the caterpillar story. It is my favorite parable.
I know, that's why I shared it with her.
I know that's why you
she
shared it with her.
She was your wife. You loved it. She should love it.
We're tired. We have not slept in a while.
I am.
So.
I am.
Yeah, this is not your best telling of the caterpillar story.
Oh, God, I've ruined it for her.
No, I mean, she hasn't heard it in the entirety. She knows how it ends. You know, he's evil on the inside.
So evil!
Okay, but it's the journey, though. That's what really matters, all right?
Okay, I'll lay down.
All right, Elvis, this couch here is your bed. There's a secret compartment. If somebody comes to the door, you just lift this up, slide your way in, close it, and no one will know you're there.
Okay, thank you. It concerns me you know how to do this, but I appreciate it for now.
All right, Elvis, you lay down, and it's the first time that you've really been able to rest in quite a while, so you pass out pretty quick. Lowry, Mayson, how about you guys?
Okay, Mayson, you can hide in this reclining chair. It's going to be a little cramped. Watch your feet. You could get pinched.
Man, you are a wizard.
Not a wizard. I just know what I'm doing. Anyway, I lay down on my own recliner chair and then just pass out.
Okay. Lila?
Well, I mean, have a seat, I guess. If you're not here in the morning, at least I'll have some idea of what happened.
I'm gonna be here in the morning. I just gotta ask you, though. Are you gonna tell the police?
And tell them what, Mayson? Tell them my husband came home out of the blue? I didn't ask for any of this. This is not what I signed up for when I married you.
Yeah, well, I wish I could remember that. Do you really think I seem happier in the videos?
I mean, they don't show us everything. It doesn't seem like you do a whole lot in one day. They do a lot of time skips.
Well, we legitimately don't do a lot.
I mean, I don't know. When you were here, you didn't seem happy. And I don't know if it was with me or with your work or because your father...
Liver cancer, right?
Yeah, you were torn up about it.
Well...
I mean, you were just in a pit. Some deep, dark hole, and I did not know where you were in the years just before you became...
buff. I mean, look at these muscles, right? Okay, I get it. But maybe people cope in different ways, and this is me.
You get depressed, and then you become a magical adventurer.
I mean, wouldn't you? You have a bad day at work, and then boom, magic spells, fireballs.
I don't know about fireballs.
Okay, how about, you become like Lowry? Turns out Lowry can, lie the pants off of a parking meter.
Okay, that, maybe.
So you keep up with us, right? What's your favorite thing that I've done?
Oh,
Like, I know I don't, what's like, do I do anything good?
I mean, I keep up with it. I kind of just keep up with the broad strokes, though.
Oh.
Yeah, like I know you guys are fighting the skeletons.
Okay, but you're watching it.
Yeah. Like I turn it on, sometimes when I'm cooking or when I'm at work or whatever.
Well, what do you think? Like,
it's good. I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll get to bed.
I can make blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, I love blueberry pancakes.
Okay, well that you always did. So
yeah, you still know me. Okay, good night.
All right, you guys get to bed. A full 8 hours rest. You recover all of your abilities, yada, yada, yada. You wake up the next morning, and Lowry, you're surfing the internet. You're learning everything that you can about the group, finally.
Yeah, tell me about my family.
You lived alone with a single mom who died of a drug overdose after you became an adventurer.
Ah, dang. Okay, how about Elvis?
Elvis has basically no family.
Yep. Okay, how about this international agreement thing?
So yes, it turns out that some while ago, every country realized that you guys were more of a problem than a help. You show up, you kill kings or other important figures, then you reach some kind of pinnacle and start all over again with no memory of what you did before. You're very influential, but mainly just in the fact that you deal with a couple of key players all the time. It's not very often that you move and shake the earth from the ground up. And in the assessment of all the kings and queens everywhere, that was a threat to stability. So an agreement was signed. They would never enlist the help of adventurers again, and minus a couple of mishaps here and there, everybody has generally held to it. Nobody knows exactly what the whole adventurer thing is about. They know that new ones show up after the old ones vanish, and you do usually just vanish when you get to a certain point. In more recent centuries, they've tried to study you empirically, and it is always met with disaster. You usually kill the people doing the research. There's debate as to whether or not you're reincarnating, or perhaps you're touched by gods, or cursed somehow. All they know is that it's always 3 people, and they always meet in an adventuring guild tavern. So now, there's only one of those on Adventure Island.
So guys, turns out that Max was telling the truth, at least in the broad strokes.
Is there information in there about the Skeleton King?
There's nothing about that. In fact, the only source of legitimate necromancy in the world is one of you guys. Occasionally, one of you will appear as a necromancer.
Actually, no, there's no Skeleton King.
Double check, maybe use synonyms. Look for Skeleton Monarch, or perhaps Skeleton Overlord.
No, it looks like Max is full of crap there.
So other Turkanislakistov is just
some kind of political strife.
Says here they've been arguing a lot about cotton prices.
It's a market war.
Lila says, so do you guys think that you're still fighting skeletons, or have you escaped from all of this?
Well, like we said, this is really our first day looking at it.
Oh, what'd I find out for Linda's culpability?
Yeah, she could be in a lot of trouble, but also you guys are insanely dangerous, so, a good lawyer could swing it.
Oh, Linda, good news. If you don't cooperate with us, I'm going to stab you. Get me? Tell them I told you that.
Lowry, don't you do that to my wife.
Mayson, look at me. I am your lawyer, okay? And as your lawyer, I am advising you to let me threaten your wife's life.
So how long are you guys going to be staying?
Good question.
I am still working on your pamphlet. I cannot leave until I'm done. Your soul is at stake.
Well, skeletons are fake. Our lives are fake. Max is half real, but mostly fake.
We could just join up with Max and fight this fight. I mean, why not?
'Cause we're, magically powerful. You want to waste that on a market war?
It's called being a mercenary, Mayson. We're private military contractors. We fight where they tell us to fight.
But look, you and Elvis could be so many other things.
Yeah, and what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do pictures. I'm gonna look pretty on a picture book. You can be my manager. See, we're not in a hole. Don't let them pigeonhole us.
I mean, I'm not pigeonholed. I kind of want to kill people.
Where do I fit in with pretty picture book?
You're also pretty buff.
There's a pounding knock at the door. Bump, 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 bump.
Our places, everybody, get to your hiding spots.
Lila opens the door. You can hear the conversation. Yes, hello? Sorry, ma'am, I don't mean to bother you, but were you aware of the news that your ex-husband has recently escaped Adventure Island? Oh, yes, I, of course, have been keeping up with that. I've heard some about that.
Oh my god, Lila, amateur mistake. Don't admit to...
All right, well, I'm gonna need to have a look around. You hear Lila step aside, and a group of men enter the house and start turning the place upside down. They're looking everywhere, but Lowry, you have done an impeccable job with these hiding spaces. They even toss the couch over, and yet Elvis stays firmly inside. Finally, they say, "All right, if you see him, give us a call." And then they see themselves out.
Burst out from the chair. Lila! Oh my God, you just admitted that you've seen us and you've been harboring us.
What? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. He asked, did you know that your husband has escaped? And you said, oh yes, of course, I'm keeping up with the news. I bet they haven't reported it yet. The police have figured you out, you idiot.
Oh, no. I bet it's in the news now. She gets out the crystal ball. It's not in the news.
So what, we're made?
Lila's made, more or less.
I mean, they don't know that. Maybe I just said it so I didn't look stupid.
Yeah, that's what was going through your head because you were being stupid.
So we gotta go.
Wait, no. They're gonna be watching now. They're gonna assume that Lila has been in contact with us. That's how she knows that we escaped. If we bug out now, they're gonna catch us. We gotta lie low, stay hidden, avoid the windows. At night, I can sneak out, check the perimeter, see if the coast is clear, then we bug out.
Should I go to work?
No, Colin's sick.
But won't that be more suspicious? I have to go to work.
No, because if you leave, they're going to assume the place is either empty or that we're here, which means they're going to send a SWAT team or they're going to try to bug the place. Either way, guys are going to come in here and we're going to not be able to get out.
Okay.
Colin's sick. Make it clear you're staying home.
Okay. Lila calls in sick. What's your guys' plan for the rest of the day?
Just lay low. Everybody get a couple of hours of sleep. At midnight, we're making a run for it.
Agreed?
Okay.
I will lay low.
All right, things are tense. You guys are quiet. There's not a lot of talk. When it gets dark, you go to bed to catch a little bit of shut-eye. Then you wake up to the sound of pounding at the door. Bump, 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 bump.
Lila.
Lila's in her bedroom. You guys are in the living room.
Okay, knock on the bedroom door. Lila, there's someone at the door. Lila.
There's no answer.
Okay, go in. Lila
has been murdered. Her throat was cut. The sheets are slick with blood.